Blue light flashing down the railroad track, blue smoke rolling from the old smokestack. Oh, blue train, don't leave me behind.
Hello folks, welcome to Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. Today I'd kind of like to give you some information to help you avoid what is commonly being referred to as ramp rage. I'm sure you're familiar with road rage, where somebody on the highway does something that will aggravate you and it can be a heck of a fiasco. The same thing can happen at a boat ramp. With boating and fishing becoming ever so much popular these days, overpopulation at the boat ramp is becoming very common. And what you always want to remember is everybody has got a right to use that boat ramp. In the hustle and bustle today, a lot of people lacks patience. Patience is a virtue. I admit sometimes I don't have the best of it. But what I want to do today is make a few suggestions to you to where you can enjoy yourself in your outing without having a confrontation with somebody else at the boat ramp. In most areas where there's a boat ramp, there's a pre-launch area. That's a place where you can actually pull off the road to where the other people has got access to get in and out without you being out there doing a lot of stuff. And that can make like a traffic jam, so to speak. And what I'm going to be doing, I don't have near as much to do as what a lot of people do. But I'm going to show you the regiment that I have to do, but the reason why I pull off is common courtesy to the other people. For example, on the front of my boat, and most of the guys that's got a boat trailer, they've got a tie-down strap. You got to take that loose or you're not going to be able to get the boat off of there. So I have to come up here to the front, remove this strap, and then I got to go to the back of the boat to do the same thing. Now, a lot of people, they will pull up, or maybe they've got fishing tackle in the back of their truck or the back of their car. They may go all the way to the ramp. Then they're going to stand there and get their Cokes, or their sandwiches, their fishing tackle out. And all that time, you've got maybe 20 vehicles waiting to get the use of that ramp, and you've got it tied up. The best thing to do is pull off the road like I did. Then you can take your time and do it right. Okay, I've got the front of the boat all ready to go. Now I got to come back to the back and get the back end ready. I've got two tie-down straps that hold the boat on the trailer at the very back. You got to remove those. So you just come right down here and you loosen that up. I've also got to remove my transom saver, my motor tow. Okay, now I got to remove the other one to have it ready to go. And while I'm back here, I also have to hit my primer ball to get the fuel going up into the carburetors. It makes it start so much easier. Okay, another very important thing I've got to do before I'm ready to launch my boat, I got to reach in my storage box and get out my life jackets. I'm going to lay those in the seat where they will be accessible. Also right here at the steering wheel, I've got a bungee cord. I got to release that. That helps stabilize the motor while I'm pulling it down the road. I need to release that. Okay, that's good to go. Now on my electronics, I've got these road face covers that protects them while I'm pulling it down the road. I remove those. I've got another one on the front. So now I've got my electronics ready to go. One of the last things I do, I plug in my trolling motor. That way when I launch the boat, if I need the trolling motor, I've got easy access. But that in essence is basically what I need to do. I've already got all my fishing tackle. I've got my cooler loaded with my soft drinks and my sandwiches. If you can imagine a holiday weekend, a lot of people wanting in and out of the boat ramp. If I would have waited until I got down to the ramp to do all this, there would be some pretty irate people. You want to enjoy your time you spend on the water. You don't want any confrontations. Trust me, if you spend a little time in the launch area, pre-launch area, getting your boat ready to go, before you get to the boat ramp itself, you're going to have a much better time and you're going to make a lot more friends. Okay folks, we're sitting here at the boating ramp right now on the boat, and one of the first things I do before I leave, I always make sure I've got my life jacket on and I've got it fastened. Also, I want to make sure that I reach over here and I get the kill switch strap, and I got that fastened. The reason for that kill switch is you got to remember, when you're out there in the boat and you're running 50, 60, 70 mile an hour, accidents can happen. If you break a steering cable, or if you hit a floating part of a floating tree, you could be ejected from the boat. When you leave the boat is going to have a natural tendency. It's going to start turning automatically to the right, and it's just going to keep going in circles. If I get ejected from the boat, this lanyard connected to the kill switch will disconnect that kill switch, and as you're going to hear, that outboard motor will automatically shut off. Okay, you can hear it running. I'm going to pull that switch and disconnect it, and you're going to hear the motor stop right there. So the only thing this boat's going to do is just going to glide. Even if it does come back towards me, the motor's not running, the propeller's not turning, nobody's going to get injured. Once again, make sure you got your life jacket on. The state law requires anytime the outboard motor is running, you have to have a life jacket on. They're just like a seat belt or a harness in your vehicle. They will not work if you do not use them. And a lot of people say they don't like to wear a life jacket because they're too bulky. Not anymore. The ones that I use are these real small ones. You don't even know you got them on. They've got a CO2 cartridge in them. The minute I get in the water, all I have to do is pull this little switch and it automatically inflates. They're not cumbersome, they're not bulky, and they're extremely comfortable. Get one for everybody in your boat.
Flashing down the railroad track, blue smoke rolling from the old smokestack, old blue train.